I'm gonna scoot over a bit, I think. Hello. 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 And let's get going. When we last left our hero, they had made a large mess. Turn the sound down a little bit. And now, we're gonna have to clean up this mess. So, what's going on here? Tired.
What are you doing up before midday?
Huh.
I can't lounge around in bed all day like you, old friend.
I can do that.
Felons with voracious
Voyeur.
appetites are taking toxic bites from the Big Apple. The city cries out for a hero, and I heed her call.
Some hero you are,
The
mate.
guy across the hall wake you up playing Led Zeppelin riffs again?
Yep.
Aw.
You know, he's going to be famous one day.
He will if the police ever find his body.
Well, let us just look out for crime.
What are you doing?
One of those hot chicks from the gym is having a shower, dude.
Oh, come on now.
I don't think...
Quiet, old friend. She's getting really soapy.
Ahem.
Mate, it's not pointing at the gym anymore. Mrs. Kerensky at 3482 phoned and asked me if I could help her look for her glasses.
Oh dear God, she's 87!
I did try to tell you.
So, I guess that wasn't a bathrobe after all.
Yes, let's just make fun of the people.
It's that Ukrainian army's surplus space heater we bought.
Oh yeah, you mentioned it.
Allow
I
me
hadn't
to put
actually
this in
seen it.
context. The country which experienced Chernobyl decided that this space heater presented dangerously high levels of radiation.
Oh, it's a nice little heater. Plus, it gives everything a nice orange glow when you switch it on.
Yeah, but that nice orange glow doesn't go away when you switch it off.
Well, we don't really have anything to do today. Just sort of lounging around, waiting for stuff to
Mind
happen.
if I bend your ear, old friend?
You know, with the amount of hate that comes out of your mouth, my ear really might bend one day.
Ah, yes, we need a mission.
Have any missions come in on the Patriot pewter, old friend?
Nothing so far. How exactly does superheroes work anyway? Do we just wait for someone to hire you, like a private detective?
Maybe?
No, we have to be proactive. We have to go looking for trouble.
Oh, that's...
Like what?
That's the problem.
Wander through the South Bronx at night asking passers-by if they have change of a $1,000 bill?
Ah, yes.
No, I mean I have to scour the city with my super hearing to listen for gunshots.
You're gonna listen for gunshots?
Right.
In New York?
Yeah.
Well, at least you'll never be bored.
Alright.
Stick around, old friend. I may have need of you later.
So
I
we have
must have
to...
done something very bad in a previous life.
Oh, come on. So, our tasks are... No, hang on. Our tasks are... Find a mission. You know, usually video games just tell you what you're supposed to do.
My computer doesn't get much of a look in now that we have the Patriot pewter down in the Patriot Cave.
In that case, maybe we could...
No, that does not mean we can install Windows 8 on it. I still have standards, you know.
That's an old joke. I'll just take this thing here.
I'd rather not carry around anything we don't need.
Some adventure game hero you
How
are.
do you know we don't need it? It might come in useful later.
True. It could be useful. In fact, I think we'll almost certainly need it at some point. Still, I'd prefer not to pick it up until we're absolutely sure we're going to need it and have a cast iron purpose for it.
That's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard. Pick it up.
Fine.
Thank you.
I don't know where I'm supposed to put this huge thing.
Just don't put it down your tights and frighten old ladies with it. We get enough complaints every time you buy French bread.
I wouldn't mind so much if you would actually eat the bread.
We'll just take the space heater here. I'm sure it's perfectly safe. Yeah, those rat-away pills would come
Let's
in handy.
take the space heater with us.
As you say.
Over my dead body. Let me rephrase that, because I have a nasty feeling that might appear prophetic in the near future.
It's perfectly safe, you yellow belly.
Dude, I saw the import certificate from the store that shipped it into the country. They classified it as an IED.
But
How did you get it?
Have you even got any pockets in that outfit?
I think you know that I haven't.
So you're just gonna pop it down your tights, are you? I guess it'll save you a fortune on condoms when you sterilise yourself.
That's one way to, Oh, I thought he was going to put it back down. Huh. Still need a mission. What the...
This elastic cord has hooks on either end. It comes in really useful for,
We just like screwing around with it.
Oh. That sounds like a useful item.
this little doohickey could come in really useful one day.
Hey look, it's Mrs. Johansson's cat. Mate, you should probably disconnect that from the other...
That's the thing about cats. They always land on their feet.
This one landed on Mrs. Johansson.
Ah, it's her cat. I'm sure it's fine. Well, to the Patriot
Good
Cave.
idea. You never know when I might need to change into the Purple Patriot in a hurry.
Although it will increase the potential for you blundering into the bedroom drunk, falling into the closet and down into the Patriot Cave, where I find you lying in a pool of your own saliva in the morning.
Has this happened?
That only happened twice.
Ah. Answers that question. Down we go.
We should head to the Patriot Cave and see whether there are any pressing matters which need our attention.
Yeah, plus I want to see if that Greatest Hits of Elvira album has finished downloading yet.
Why would you want to download Elvira's greatest hits?
I misheard the title, okay?
Whoosh. Why doesn't Mel change costume when he goes down? Alright, let's check the Patriot Pewter.
It's our state-of-the-art computer.
That I spent a fortune on. I wouldn't mind, but the damn thing still beats me at Minesweeper. I just give it a good kick. That'll teach it.
Just goes to show that artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. It has a lot of processing power to spare, you know.
Maybe we should get it to run that distributed computing program which searches for extraterrestrial life.
I already did, but we've got so much computing power, we analysed the entire data set. It found extraterrestrial life.
Where?
Ever watched Jersey Shore?
It found extraterrestrial intelligence in Jersey Shore?
If you'll remember, I didn't actually use the word intelligence.
Right.
Fire up the Patriot Pewter, old friend. I want to know which malevolent miscreants are up to no good.
This is a
In
good
New
idea.
York, you'll have to be a lot more specific than that.
Just find me something juicy and evil and guaranteed to get me loads of publicity.
That's strange.
What is it?
Remember a few weeks back when we got called into work to transcribe some interviews? I think it was the day of your audition.
Hey, yeah, that was 2 episodes
Old friend,
ago.
I don't even remember what I did last night.
You drank an entire bottle of tequila in a pint glass while I chanted, down in one, down in one, down in one.
Well, that explains the short-term memory loss and pounding headache.
Yeah, and it'll give you a fair explanation for the puddle of vomit in your tights drawer.
I thought my tights were a bit squelchy this morning.
Ew. 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 Why aren't we using the... Okay, apparently the Patriot pewter is not very useful.
Well,
Well, let's lift some weights while we wait, I suppose.
not just now, thanks. I had a large lunch.
What? Oh,
He loathes any kind of exercise.
what kind of superhero are
It's
you?
not true, old chum. I used to be something of a yoga enthusiast. In fact, now that I come to think of it, I can't remember why I ever gave it up.
You didn't give it up. They banned you after you decided to demonstrate the rusty bike pump on Freeform Friday.
Ah, yes. I seem to recall that Loretta was equally underwhelmed by the king pigeon.
Well, I suppose we'll just have to go.
Jump in, old chum. Let's get out on those mean streets
I know.
and kick
Everyone
some
needs to work
ass.
out. Even I work out.
We don't actually have a mission yet, mate.
Oh,
Is that important?
Well, if we just roam the streets of New York in fancy costumes, beating 7 shades out of anyone who looks a bit foreign, we become less like superheroes and more like the Bowery Boys.
Fine. Let's hurry up and find a mission then so we can get out there and beat people.
That's the spirit.
Have you ever noticed how superhero names always have the same first letter for the first and last names?
Sure, alliterative names are really common in comic books. Peter Parker, Lois Lane, Kathy Kane.
Linda Lovelace.
oh, come on.
No, mate, she wasn't a superhero.
That all depends on your perspective, old friend. So come on then, tell me about this strange thing you found on the Patriot pewter.
Yeah.
Well, Sam wanted to run analysis and search patterns on those police interviews we transcribed. So when we got the Patriot pewter, I thought I'd run them here too. We've got a crapload more processing power than the NYPD.
It's those
And
1070s.
what did you discover?
Well, between the 3 guys, they have 7 known associates who work for a company based in Brighton Beach. You know what that means, don't you?
They're circus people.
Or they're Russian mafia.
Oh, okay.
And Lieutenant Griffith thought that there was something going on with these people?
That was her hunch, yeah. I remember one of them was a former army colonel called Zirkov.
I need help.
You don't say.
Admitting it is the first step, mate.
Is the second step you helping me?
Dunno. What's up, mate?
I can't seem to find a mission.
Looking for a raison d'etre, are ya?
You're not
No,
French.
I had a Pop-Tart earlier. I'm just looking for something to put some meaning in my life.
My mistake.
So, what do you suggest?
Come on.
Well, we paid a small fortune for the Patriot pewter, and all we ever do with it is play Farm Utopia 2020. Why don't you try using it for something productive?
I tried that. You rebuffed me.
On
Alright, let's try again.
what can you find on the Russian Mafia? Any recent activity?
They've just bought Portsmouth Football Club. Again.
I don't think Purple
Let me
Patriot
see
could
if
be
there's anything more
spiritual if you
local.
threw a ghost at him.
Bloody hell.
What is it? More pictures of Mitzi Madison getting out of a car?
No.
The NYPD is shutting down parts of Midtown.
Egads!
That's a bit of an overreaction. I mean, even if she's not wearing underwear, they don't have to shut down entire streets.
Will you forget about Mitzi Bloody Madison? A gang of criminals with ties to the Russian mafia have taken control of Wilson Chase Bank.
This sounds
The
like a job
NYPD
for
called it lockdown,
Superman.
But the criminals have a bunch
So
of
we'll just have
hostages.
to go at his
Does that
place.
sound exciting enough for you?
I'll be there with bells on.
I'll leave the bells home, mate.
I see you're still intent on learning sarcasm.
No, really, I'll have bells on. The only shoes I could find that matched this costume were some elves' shoes from the Christmas pageant.
Alright, I think we can finally go do stuff. That's always a very important thing, doing stuff.
This is it, old chum. The moment we should have been training for.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Of course I am. This case hits the superhero trifecta. I get to take down America-hating scumbags, win media adulation, and make Lieutenant Griffith all wet into the bargain. What? You don't think seeing me in action will get Lieutenant Griffith all wet for me?
No, and you. Come on. Ahem.
Maybe if she pisses herself laughing.
Go ahead. Mock me. When this case is over, I'll be the best thing in New York since sliced bagels.
Just get the Patriot Mobile started. I'm gonna grab a few gadgets.
Ooh, gadgets.
What the hell is wrong with this expensive hunk of junk?
I think you put too much
I
paint
don't
on it.
know. You drive the bloody thing. Has it been giving you any trouble?
Not really. She smokes when we go flat out, but I have that effect on all females.
Well, use your initiative. The bank is being robbed and you need to be there to prevent it.
Okay.
Fear not, good citizens of New York. America's proudest superhero is here to defeat evil and restore order to the streets of Manhattan.
Here we are then, mate. Your biggest task yet as a superhero. Think you're up to it?
Nope.
Of course.
Nope.
Which way is Mitzi?
Nope.
We're at the bloody bank. Please get it into your head that this is absolutely nothing to do with some professional train wreck and or washed up movie has-been.
Alright. I'll just do a save here. This might get dangerous. A trash can. Well, let's talk about the situation here.
Purple Patriot.
I came as soon as I heard there was trouble. How did the police get here so quickly?
There's a donut shop next door to the bank.
Yes,
One of the
stereotypes.
clerks in the bank hit the silent alarm. We were on the scene in minutes, but they already had the place locked down tight.
Blast.
Has anyone seen my raspberry jelly with the sprinkles? I think I left it behind when we got the call.
So,
Tell me everything about the situation.
What do you want to know?
everything.
Have you been able to ascertain what happened?
According to an eyewitness, a van pulled up outside the bank around 9:30 a.m. A gang of men dressed in combat fatigues and wearing balaclavas jumped out and ran into the bank.
Intriguing.
Any idea of numbers?
Our witness wasn't sure. Between 4 and
Yeah,
7.
it is a nice sign.
Since we've
Must
been
be
on
a
scene,
Canadian
we've only
bank.
been able to spot 3. 2 in the back office and 1 in the lobby who keeps checking his watch.
He probably wants to get home in time for Modern Family. Tonight, Cam and Mitchell hire an uptight conservative au pair with hilarious consequences.
I understand these guys are Russian mafia.
Possibly.
According to our witness, they spoke to one another in Russian. We've been working some leads which suggested that the Russian mafia were planning something big. This must be it.
Those Soviet savages are probably trying to start another Cold War.
You don't just start
Well, at
those.
least you've got something in common with them, eh? Remember those Russian names you had us, me, run at the station a few weeks ago?
What about them?
Well, one of them had ties to the Russian mob.
Yeah, some jerk-off who used to be in the army.
Not Jerkoff, Zerkov. His name was Colonel Zerkov.
Oh dear.
What did you find on him?
He had a reputation as a brutal
words.
foe, and there were rumours his squad were involved in torturing civilians in Chechnya. He was forced out of the Russian army after footage leaked of him brutally beating one of his own men after a failed mission. After that, he hooked up with a Russian crime syndicate, where he quickly earned a reputation for killing anyone who stood in his way.
And he's at large in New York?
So it seems.
How dangerous.
I hate tourists.
What demands have the hostage takers made?
Anything?
None. They haven't made contact.
Nothing at all. Isn't that a bit strange?
Maybe they just want money?
Typical
They're
immigrant workforce.
in a bank.
They probably don't speak the language.
They could be buying time to come up with a plan. They probably didn't count on the police getting here so soon.
Where is the van the gang arrived in?
That's a good question.
The driver took off.
Probably panicked when the police arrived on scene.
Actually, no. Our witness was very specific. The van left immediately after the gang got out.
Well, you know, armed robbery is one thing, but parking on a double yellow line is just bad manners.
Well, let's get in there
Enough
and be
for
all
now.
superhero.
Thank you, detective.
Anytime.
Lieutenant, I can end this ugly siege for you. Let me in there, and I'll bring you 10 dead criminals.
We don't want them dead.
What about the hostages?
You want them dead too?
No, stupid.
Sorry, Purple Patriot. If it was just 10 bad guys, I'd cheerfully let you beat the crap out of them. With hostages in there, I just can't take the chance.
Let's pretend. No, we don't have a plan. Let us look around
We'll talk
first.
to-
I look forward to it.
Putting a trash can here is just asking for trouble. It's too easy for one of your idiot Occupy protesters to leave an explosive device in here.
Oh, come on.
Do you mind? The Occupy protesters are non-violent.
Is that so? What about that melee in Oakland?
Those were probably Raiders fans demanding the team go back to LA.
Nice car.
Do you think this squad car belongs to Lieutenant Griffith?
Well, she's standing
I
right
don't
there.
think so, mate. Hers is the one with the red stains on the front bumper.
Hey, we've made that joke before.
That huge expanse of glass gives us a distinct advantage. We can see into the bank, but the perps can't see out.
Why can't they see out? Yeah.
They can see out.
They can? Oh, crap. I hope they didn't see me giving them the mutza.
What do we have here? Ah. Hey. Ooh. Why are we bringing along Mel's laptop?
What's this doing over here?
I use it sometimes to watch the stars.
And joke?
Ah, yes.
Not that. All the stars from the Real Chicas of Jefferson projects go to that gym across the street.
Really?
Let's just stop there.
What?
Thinking of...
Alright, let's see here. Could we possibly...
I could use your telescope to spy on events in the bank, old friend.
Yeah.
I like the idea, but it might be better to wait until we have something specific to look for.
Blast.
If one of the perps spots us spying on them, they might just draw the blinds, and we'll lose our advantage.
Well, we can go into the donut shop.
You know, whoever came up with the idea of making donuts with cornmeal was onto a winner.
Eh?
Oh, sure. Who wouldn't like to get their tongue around a nice cornhole?
Boy. Well, we could go back to the apartment. Let's pretend we have a plan.
You have to convince Lieutenant Griffith that I can resolve this conflict.
She's worried about bloodshed.
There's no need to worry. I'll make sure those Marxist muttonheads shed plenty of blood.
No, see, that's the problem.
Hostage blood. She thinks you're a loose cannon. We'll never convince her that she's wrong.
Why not?
Because you are?
Because you are. Maybe we can convince her that I'm competent and able to keep you in check.
What claptrap. She clearly despises you.
Right.
Oh, she hates me, all right. No question about that. She still respects my abilities, though.
What's...
I've got a plan on taking down the hostages.
Oh, really?
That's great. What is it?
You might want to hold your praise until the end. His idea for eliminating Al-Qaeda was to remove the letter A from the alphabet.
Hey, no one would be frightened of El-Qued.
The plan?
Right. Dive through the plate glass window, taking down one of the perps with a kick to the throat. Vault over the bank counter and take down 2 more with judo throws. Then run through the double doors into the rear of the premises, dodging bullets and incapacitating bad guys along the way. What do you think?
I don't know. Sounds dangerous.
And hard to animate.
Then don't do it. Stay here with us. Lieutenant, I can end. We'll talk later.
Alright, it looks like we're not quite done ready here. We're gonna have to go get some more gadgets. I think. Mel, what say you? No. Mel says nothing for once. What can he do, anyway?
What can you do to show Lieutenant Griffith that we can be useful in this situation?
Suppose I could get into the bank's computer system. I could get into their security subsystems, monitor security cameras, count the number of hostiles. Hell, if I could get into City Hall as well, I could bring up schematics of the building and overlay the location of each of the perps onto them.
You can really do all that? So it's true. You really can do anything on the internet these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite that simple. There is some technical skill involved as well.
Oh.
Of course. You're a genius. That's why I have you on my team.
Oh, I thought it was just a thump on the filing cabinet when you get stuck changing your costume.
Well, can we do that? Let's see here. We've got Mel's computer right here. Nope. Why could I use the phone?
I could call someone in the bank, but I don't have the phone number of anyone in there.
Ah.
I don't know why your phone has a contact list in it. No one ever gives you their number.
Lieutenant Griffith gave me her number.
If by gave you her number you mean left her phone unattended long enough for you to snaffle it, then yes. Yes, she did.
Oh, I need to put the laptop down, huh? That doesn't make any sense. It's a laptop. You can use it
Do
anywhere.
you mind if we set up on here?
If you scratch my paintwork, I'll do what all women do when they want to make a man's life not worth living.
Watch out, mate. I think she's gonna marry you.
But Tish.
I'm connected to the bank computer system, but I need a login before I can do anything.
You're supposed to be a hacker. Hack.
Yeah.
From a cold start, trying to find a back door could take days, if not weeks. It would be much better if we did some social engineering.
You mean, like, get a dog and a cat to mate?
No.
That falls more into the category of playing God. I was thinking in terms of persuading a bank employee to give us their login details.
Genius. Alright.
you have access to the bank schematics?
City Hall says I don't have sufficient security clearance to be allowed access. If we wait until the feds get here, they'll have access to them. But when the feds take over, any hope of a successful mission will have vanished. The goddamn bureaucracy in this job will be the death of me.
Nah.
Assuming those foot-long chili dogs don't get you first.
What's wrong with him?
He gets self-conscious whenever anyone mentions footlongs.
Are any of the bank employees around? We were thinking they might be able to help us.
Yeah.
Actually, the deputy manager is talking to the captain. Why?
He could probably help me with the bank's computer system. We might be able to get access to the security system and retrieve some useful intel.
You know, if Purple Patriot wasn't a tool,
You would never agree to that.
this would
It's
be a
illegal
pretty
and he'd lose his job
interesting
anyway.
situation.
Sorry, guys, but that's a non-starter.
Blast.
I bet you could persuade that deputy manager to give you his login. You could use some of that famous charm of yours.
And if that doesn't work, show him your thrupnies.
Not a chance. I am not going on a date with some snot-nosed kid barely out of college to get his login details.
Think how good it would look to your boss if he saw you getting the information you need to resolve this crisis.
Ugh, the things I do for the people of New York.
Yeah, what do you do for the people of New York? We'll just wait here. Yes? Yes. Now quick, steal the car.
I think she'll persuade him.
Oh.
How many horny, nerdy college kids do you know who wouldn't give Sam anything she wanted in the hope of seeing her mustached pagoda?
You're the only horny, nerdy college kid I know, old friend.
Touché.
And?
Okay, here's the login. And that greasy, squeaky-voiced kid is not even getting to first base on our date.
Excellent
He's a
work.
banker. He's already screwed the entire country. He's due a strikeout this time.
Alrighty then.
We'll talk later, Lieutenant.
This plan seems to be going smoothly. I can't imagine what will go wrong. Get to it, Mel.
Logging in now. I don't think you need to worry too much about Spotty McPhee over there, Sam. From the stuff on this guy's computer, I'd say he likes them older than you.
How much older?
GummyGranny4U.com?
Ew.
Over 80 and still Beatty.com?
Would you?
Egads, enough already, old chum! I do not need to see a woman with cod liver oil capsules in one hand and KY jelly in the other.
Okay, we've got access to the system.
That was easy enough. Well, let's do something about it. Yes.
Aha, found it. And it's done.
Now, would you stop transferring
Got into the
money to
security
your
system?
accounts?
You have access to the cameras?
No, I just gave myself a $50,000 overdraft.
I told you not to do that.
Quit putzing around with that thing and get into the security system!
I can't, only the security manager has access to that. The deputy manager's account does have full system privileges though, so if I had the security manager's employee ID number, I could switch you into his user account without his password or credentials.
Easy. Look it up on the computer.
It's not listed, for security reasons. All I've got is his mobile phone number. Here, I'll write it down.
If you
Handy.
can get his employee ID number, you can get into his account, right?
Absolutely.
Well, let's do this.
How hard can it be?
Yeah, as long as Patriot isn't doling out the insults to minorities, it goes pretty smoothly.
What's the security manager's number, Melvin?
You
I just gave it to you, on that little piece of paper.
I don't care if you sneezed on it.
Oh, right, of course. I'm going to phone him and ask him for his security ID.
Mate, he's being guarded by a goon with a gun. You might get him killed.
Those are the kind of risks us law enforcement professionals take every day of our lives.
Bollocks. The biggest risk you've taken all week was that stack of maple bacon pancakes you had for breakfast yesterday.
I'm sure it's fine.
Wilson Chase Bank, hostage speaking.
Give me that damn phone.
Oopsie.
Now turn around and face me. I want to see exactly what you're doing from now on.
That went well.
Yeah.
It's all part of my plan, old chum. All part of my plan.
Oh, so what's the next step of the plan?
The plan is in a, transitional phase at present.
As in transitional without a paddle?
Or something. Well, I think we'll skedaddle. Maybe they'll forget about us. Meow. We have to go to City Hall for plans. Hey, it's flamboyant.
I don't know why they don't take this thing away. There's never anyone here to use it.
I wish they would take it away. I have to keep reading out safety warnings because apparently some idiot injured himself with it and threatened to sue the mayor.
That's a coincidence. We keep getting phone calls to the Patriot Cave from some cretin of a personal injury lawyer.
Ixnay on the Arkshay, old friend.
They really will hire anybody. Haha.
Turn around, puss bag. I'm going to put you in handcuffs.
No, he's employed.
Well, this is so sudden, and you know I don't normally do submissive, but...
Enough innuendo! I'm putting you back in jail where you belong.
I'm still in jail, perps. I'm only here on work release.
What have you got against this guy anyway? He's only trying to be a good example to his peer group.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
a superhero is the most manly of professions. Except maybe hairdressing and interior design. Superheroes have no business being gay.
Please. What about that billionaire industrialist who became a vigilante superhero after he watched his mother and father humiliated on an episode of Jenny Jones?
Haven't heard that one.
Perfect example, old friend. He is a skilled martial artist, a master tactician, and he has a vast array of high-tech gadgets. That guy is a man's man. A true macho superhero.
Uh-huh. And he adopted a young boy to live with him and dressed him in a spandex leotard and tights. I think we all know which pole he's sliding down every night.
Anyway.
What happened to the Cold War warrior? Isn't he supposed to be working here?
He was, but he had his citizenship revoked and he's been deported.
Oh, well, that's nice.
About time. We fought a Cold War to keep commies out of this country.
What makes this any of your concern anyway?
You know Lone Nut Pete from the neighborhood?
Tall guy walks with a limp.
That's him. I saved his life during the war in Afghanistan.
No, you didn't.
You were in the war.
No, he was. I got him out.
I only have one question. Was he called Lone Nut Pete before or after you got him invalided out of the war? On second thoughts, I don't want to know.
I need the schematics to Wilson Chase Bank.
Yes, let's get to the point here.
Oh my god, I cannot believe you're turning to the dark side.
He framed you for assault. How much of a surprise could it be?
And that's not why we need them.
Well, when you put it like that, just wait until the guys at True Believers hear about this.
I don't want to rob the place, you mascara-wearing maniac. I want to prevent a robbery in progress.
I don't have access to that sort of information, perps. I'm a convicted felon, thanks to you.
Oh.
Listen, you pirate of men's pants. I'm trying to do you a solid here.
Are you on the turn, mate?
I'm talking about a favor. You wanted to be a role model, but you're a convict and your name is Mud. I may even have inadvertently contributed to your troubles.
Yeah. Ahem.
All right, I was an ass. Happy now. But this could restore your reputation. If you helped me get the bank schematics and I foiled the robbery, you'd be up for an assist.
They really don't let me have access to that kind of thing. But maybe I know someone who can help. You guys know Stan, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
The lounge lizard who owns True Believers?
Right. Well, he used to be a superhero himself, and he still helps out some of the younger guys from time to time with logistics and support. I just bet he has schematics for all the banks in Manhattan.
Well, I'll be.
Great. Let's roll, old chum.
You won't forget my assist, will you?
Relax, former felon. When I get done telling people about your stellar assistance, you'll be as famous as that guy that helped Paul Revere warn Hancock and Adams. You know, old, Slowpoke.
Oh yeah.
Surely you've picked a damn name by now, you unimaginative windbag.
Language.
I'm trying, really I am. I was going to call myself Wonder Buns, but I was getting cease and desist letters from a bakery in Queens.
Aw. Well,
I have
onward.
to go. There are guilty criminals roaming the streets of New York.
What a coincidence. I hear there are innocent people sitting in our jails too.
Ooh. Ooh, low blow. Low blow. Hey, Stan! Stan. Stan the man.
Hey boys, what's your pleasure?
Business.
Discriminating against minorities, passing judgment on anyone who looks different to us.
Are you ever gonna let this go, tiresome assistant?
No, mate, I'm not. You can say what you like, but I'm convinced you only did it because she wasn't Caucasian.
I don't care who she voted for. It was an accident, pure and simple. I didn't even see her lemonade stand until after I'd trodden on it. I understand you operate some kind of Cliff Note scheme for superheroes.
I don't know who you've been talking to, boys, but I think they were playing a joke on you.
Oh, come on.
Take it easy, Pops. No need to overload your pacemaker. We're not with the cops.
You boys must think I'm an old fool.
We were hoping.
Oh.
Go on, Stan.
I've seen you guys going in and out of the 125th precinct. I've seen you hanging around with that hot detective in the leather jacket, too. This is obviously some kind of sting operation.
We work there strictly on a civilian basis. We just need your help with some schematics.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh.
I can assure you, leery landlord, we're not cooperating with any law enforcement operation.
I know a setup when I smell one.
Well, we have been framing a lot of people lately. That's probably what you can smell.
He's got a point
we may
there.
have engaged in some morally dubious conduct, but we're in no way allied with law enforcement.
Well, you're trying to help.
Yeah,
them
these
with the
days we're more
bank.
morally aligned with criminals
Never
than anyone.
mind.
Especially Captain Corruption here.
Well, now it's funny you should say that, young man.
Really? Then why don't I feel like laughing all of a sudden?
I have a little job you could do for me. You'll actually be killing 2 birds with 1 stone for me.
Oh boy.
He means we'd be achieving 2 goals with only 1 task, mate. He doesn't actually want you bludgeoning any innocent avians to death. Just saying.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to check
So
it
you
out.
have some favor you want us to do for you, right? My life seems to be one long list of favors for people lately.
Well, you know, adventure game.
Punctuated by occasional breaks to viciously beat people with alternative lifestyles and harass anyone with the wrong skin colour.
Come on.
Are you guys sure you're not with the police?
Just tell us what you need us to do, Pops.
I just recently sent my application to have my license for this place renewed. Trouble is, I accidentally spilt something on the application form. So when the state liquor authority received it, they spotted some white powder and immediately sent it to the NYPD for analysis. I have it on good authority that it's been booked into evidence at the 125th Precinct. If you boys could get it for me, that would prove to me that you're not trying to entrap me. And I'd owe you whatever help it is you need from me.
You have got to be.
We'll do it!
It's perfect life. I could get around. I could
Thanks for the
get into that,
information.
but
Can I get you boys a drink?
Not for us. We're on duty.
I've got non-alcoholic options.
Which are they?
water.
Any of them, really. I watered the drinks down so much, they're all technically non-alcoholic.
Pass.
Hey, all right. I think we can do this. This will be perfectly easy. Just walk in the front door at... There's a Consuela in the front door. Well, we'll just head into major case here at... Oh. Consuela is, not really a problem. Huh. Who knew?
This
I see there are no articles about yours truly on here.
getting people to notice you has never...
Another cheap dig at my costume, predictable partner.
Oh, you know.
It's not just the costume, mate. It's your demeanour and the words that come out of your mouth. You don't make many friends in the course of a day, do you?
I admit that my rhetoric can, at times, be a little heavy-handed. But sometimes you have to indulge in a little hyperbole to get noticed.
Nah.
These superheroes have to ensure that we continue to get media coverage, you know?
You could just save
You should
people.
be less concerned with your low profile and more concerned with your low forehead, mate.
Well, to the back room. He's making bell noises.
It's a trash basket. It contains a lot of used printer paper.
Including several screwed up janitor second-class examination papers.
Apparently, some people felt that, in the event of a toxic chemical spill, putting newspaper over it might not be sufficient.
Yeah. So where could they
This
put
cabinet contains all of my tools
What's the lump hammer for?
to discourage interruptions.
it? I can get behind that.
Touch that and you die.
Blast.
Oh, don't be so melodramatic, theatrical teammate. I'm not going to break any of your stuff.
No, literally. I wired the cabinet casing up to the mains to burglar-proof it. Here, let me do it.
We're gonna have to get a new pair of shoes.
Right, all safe now. Go for it.
There's a sealed envelope in here, old friend. Is it yours?
No, it's that bloody idiot Profaci again, I wouldn't mind betting. He keeps filing evidence in my tech room.
Oh.
You know when Hurricane
Well, that was
Sandy
easy.
caused all that damage, and the NYPD had to announce that thousands of barrels of evidence had been destroyed?
Of course, old friend. It was all over CNN.
Yeah, well, a few hundred barrels were destroyed. The rest had just been misplaced by Sergeant Scapegoat.
Wait, if this is evidence, could it be the evidence we're looking for?
Coincidence?
I don't know, mate. Shall I hold on to it?
Better had, old chum. We need to see if this contains Stan's suspicious substance.
All right. And open.
This envelope contains misfiled evidence. We're just not sure what it's evidence of at the moment.
Well, why don't you open it?
A monumentally poor judgment call on your part would be my guess.
Just open it. You know how I hate suspense.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
It's not often I open an envelope hoping it's a timeshare brochure, but this might just be the exception.
What have you got in there?
A letter from the Liquor Licensing Board and a plastic bag containing something which is unlikely to be scouring powder.
Alrighty.
Well, we've achieved our goal at least.
It was easy.
If by achieved our goal you mean sold our souls to the highest bidder, I'm inclined to agree.
No one will miss it, and it's for the greater good.
A little uneasy,
I
old
think.
friend. I'm not sure if it's the morally suspect conduct or the 7-pound, 12-egg breakfast burrito I had for lunch.
How do you eat 7
Well,
pounds?
if it's the latter, just keep your exhaust pointing away from me.
Alright, well. We'll just walk right out here and... it'll be none the wiser. I really thought she was going to stop us, but she didn't, so... away we go. And we'll just grab the evidence. Here you go.
We managed to intercept your evidence before it was processed.
Oh man, you guys have no idea what a relief this is. If the NYPD had gotten a hold of this, it would have been curtains for me.
Just in future, be more careful with your recreational substances.
Oh, this isn't for personal use. That's why I was so worried. If the NYPD had received this, they would have figured me out and put an end to my import-export business once and for all.
Are you telling us that you're a dealer?
Eh.
Well, of course. Do I look like someone who would be using this stuff personally? You didn't think I could possibly make a living from a bar that's half empty all day, did you? The demand for this stuff is so high, and it's so hard to get to the distributors, that there are huge profits to be made.
Our campaign of justice just hit a new low, mate. We are so going to hell.
Eh.
I must admit that this does seem a little more extensive than I had originally intended, suspicious sidekick.
But boys, think of all those happy children you helped.
Children? Sweet baby, Jesus, what have we done?
Thanks to you, tens of thousands of Chinese babies will be drinking safe formula milk, imported from the Netherlands. The quality and safety monitoring in Europe makes their formula incredibly desirable for Chinese parents who can
Had us
afford
going for a moment there, eh?
I can't help thinking we pulled our asses out of the fire by the skin of our teeth on this one, old friend.
Let's not say it like
What a
that.
charming and anatomically incorrect metaphor that is. True, though.
Alright.
Can I get you anything, boys?
Can we get those?
Not for us, kindly liquor huckster.
If pushing people around and making ourselves feel important can ever really count as work.
Right, we retrieved your Dutch bottle candy. Now we need some bank schematics.
Anything for my favorite customers.
We're your only bloody customers. This place is always empty.
It's true, things have been really slow for weeks. Many of our regulars are boycotting the place because we banned Magma Maiden after an unexpected visit from the fire inspector. Nevertheless, you boys really helped me out with that formula. What bank do you need help with?
There's a siege at Wilson Chase Bank. If we can get the schematics, we think the officer in charge will let us take over the rescue operation.
Oh, that should be no problem. I have schematics for almost every bank in the city. They're surprisingly popular targets for supervillains.
You don't say.
No shit. You'd think that people who could warp reality, control time, and manipulate their own molecules would find a more ambitious goal than knocking off a few banks.
Here you go, boys. This SD card has a full set of schematics for Wilson Chase on it. It should give you a real advantage over the lowlifes who've taken control of it.
Nice.
Many thanks, magnanimous moonshine merchant. Thanks for the information.
Well, we will just get back there, and that will be the day. He is still making bell noises. Alright. Oh, right. I keep forgetting that we have to go down here and select here, and then... no, I want to select Laptop? Oh.
It's my faithful assistant, Melvin.
Yes, yeah, we know who
I'm
Melvin
not sure
is.
it's entirely proper to call an atheist faithful.
I call you an assistant, and yet most of the time you either hinder me or act as some kind of morally superior walking conscience.
Touché.
Alright, let's get in there.
My laptop is logged into the deputy manager's account, but we can't get access to any of the security subsystems from here. It's locked down completely.
That little putz lied to us. Stay put while I go and motivate him to give us the real info. Where did I put that rubber hose?
No.
Alright, mate, put the pitchforks away. He didn't lie to it. What's the opposite of golden?
Thank you.
Alright, we're about to wrap up here.
Lieutenant, do you happen to know if the security manager is inside the building?
Of course, it's the first thing we tried. He's one of the hostages in the front office there. One of the captors is standing right by him with his gun trained on him. They probably know who he is.
We need his employee ID number.
Maybe I could sneak into the bank and get close enough to read his employee ID card.
Do you own a mirror? The only place you could sneak into looking like that is a combination brothel and circus. And I think Mayor Giuliani had a crackdown on them.
Ah, now we can
He's
use
right,
the
Purple
telescope.
Patriot. You'll have to come up with a better plan for obtaining his employee ID.
We'll just
We'll
do
talk-
that real quick. Hang on. Find... aha!
I've had a great idea. If I throw this telescope
No.
through the window, I might knock one of the perps out cold.
Or you could look through it and spot the security manager's badge with his ID on it.
I guess.
What's wrong?
I got quite excited at the prospect of throwing it at someone.
Eh.
Okay, if you look through it now, you can throw it at someone later.
Deal! Write this down, old chum. KV 31 17 12.
This is the employee ID number, right? You haven't just decided to order some Chinese takeaway.
I am a law enforcement professional, faithful sidekick.
Professional.
I know when I have to keep my mind on the job. Do you think pancakes go better with bacon or bananas?
Alright. That will be the end. I have to do a save. A super save. There we go. And we'll wrap up. Ta-da! Well, despite the insults and the jabs and all that whatnot, I'm quite liking this episode so far. It's actual, heroism and stuff. And just... So, perhaps next week we will come back and save the day, or at least the hostages. We'll see if the day can actually be saved. Who knows? Alright, enough eyebrow wiggling. Away! See you next week. Cheers!